The New York Mets are back, and they showed it by pounding your New York Yankees.
They smacked them. I mean, Mets looked really good, but, maybe people are going to start listening to my assessments of the Yankees here. Once again, here we are, another New York Yankees season, and there's 4 guys, sometimes 5, that are in the lineup that you want no part of. We all know it. I mean, nobody really wants to watch these players. They are impotent. This offense is lifeless. And I got to tell you, the inability of people to juggle multiple thoughts is very frustrating to me. I saw a lot of this because this was my take yesterday going into the game, and even early last week, late last week, pardon me.
Yeah.
The spiral's about to come. Yankees don't have it. Too top heavy. Pressure's back on Cashman. And I get and I see and I hear a lot of, but the Yankees have 52 wins. What? Do you not possess multiple brain cells to juggle this? Yeah, we all know how many wins the Yankees have. We also know that this team is not good enough to do anything. Gleyber Torres, now, I have screamed and ranted and raved about Gleyber Torres' indifference and lazy approach to baseball for 2 years. I'm done screaming. So while I defend Aaron Boone, okay, I like Aaron a lot. I think he's good.
Yeah.
This is Aaron Boone's fault. Because the Yankees have allowed this to fester and build up forever. And don't tell me that Gleyber Torres, he's got a bad groin. If you can't run out a 5-hopper in the 8th inning, you shouldn't be playing, period. So all he does is emit and project this indifference to a sport that we all love, and it's offensive. It is the Mets look awesome.
Yeah, I was just going to say, maybe just ran into a buzzsaw. Ain't nothing the Yankees could do.
Last night,
ran into a buzzsaw.
You smoked Garrett Cole, Vientos with 2 bombs. I mean, if it wasn't for Aaron Judge, you would have won by 10, 11, 11-1, 11-2.
If it wasn't for the knucklehead Mets pitching to Aaron Judge, I told you yesterday, I don't care if the bases are loaded, you cannot throw him a strike. Now, look, I believe in the Yankees, maybe more so than most, especially at this particular point because they've been down, okay? But I have all the confidence in the world. Like, even after Judge hit the grand slam, I didn't think the Yankees, I was watching the game of the SNY Newsroom, like, oh, are you worried now? Who's going to get the final few outs? I'm like, no, I'm not worried because without Soto and Judge coming up, the Yankees can't do anything. So I'm not worried about the Mets bullpen. They'll get these guys out. The Yankees can't hit outside of Judge. I would have walked them, and you would have saved yourself 3 runs in that spot. So if you throw, and it's not just for the Mets, it's anybody, if you throw Aaron Judge a strike, you're out of your mind. That's how little confidence right now I have in everybody else in that order that's not named Volpe, Soto, or Judge.
It's one of the worst lineups in baseball without Soto and Judge. I mean, honestly. And this isn't like the NBA where you say, well, it's not a great team outside of, this superstar and that superstar, which is 40% of the starting 5, and probably in terms of usage rate is like 60 or 70%. This is baseball where, 9 guys got to hit. 9 guys got to hit. And in a conventional 9-inning game, there's 27 outs. That's a lot of at-bats. That at-bat by Torres in the first inning was disgraceful.
Oh,
he is lost. I understand baseball's hard, but he's busted, man. He is broken. He's mentally broken. He's physically nowhere what he was. And, listen, DJ LeMahieu just, I can't watch this anymore.
He can't even bend over to field a grounder. I mean, what are we watching here? And by the way, I think people are focusing on the wrong thing with Gleyber not hustling. Like, that's what Gleyber does, and that's a ground ball out. I'm not going to go nuts about that. However, the strikeouts in big spots continue to happen. And how about the play defensively?
Yeah, but they have the infield in.
Get in front of the ball. Get your glove on at the very least. What are you doing?
He likes to olay and want to look smooth like Alamo or like Robbie, didn't you know? He doesn't need to, get his chest in front of him. Just pick it smoothly until you don't.
And then Boone afterward, we could focus on that. Or what about, he's been really great since Aaron, come on. Stop.
He did say, though, 2 or 3 times he's got to make that play.
He
did soften it since the pop-up that he dropped, he's made some great plays. But
he also had to say, there's a lot of good defense in between. Come on.
Listen,
you just got your ass
infuriating.
Yeah, exactly.
It's infuriating, and it's offensive as hard-working baseball fans that pay a lot of money to watch these teams and buy merch and, all the different cable packages that we got to jump through hoops to watch these teams play. A guy can't even get in front of a ground ball and can't even run on a 5-hopper to second base down 2 runs in the 8th inning.
Look,
get lost, Torres. When is he gone?
I mean, it has to be.
When is he gone?
It has to be this year. They can't, like I'm talking about before the trade deadline. They can't ride it out with Gleyber Torres here. Yeah, Verdugo's killing him.
Yeah,
he's been
not
awful.
well, but I still love him, but he's not hitting well.
Hey, did J.D. Davis earn his pinstripes yesterday?
Yeah.
J.D. Davis.
Can I say something here?
God.
Jeez. I know it's about the matchups, understood. Lefty, righty, lefty, understood. But, Ben Rice, to me, he's hitting almost 300 going into the game. I know it's lefty on lefty to start. Peterson throws mid-90s. Probably not the easiest matchup. He's a little erratic, so it's probably uncomfortable at bat for young lefty. I get that. But what do you think that it does for team morale? You just pull J.D. Davis in, and you bench a kid who worked his way up through this. I know we got in the game, line to base, hit the center field. I understand that, but come on.
Let Ben Rice play and let J.D. Davis DH. You could have done that if you really wanted them in there. Yanks are down bad right now. And by the way, the key to that entire game was Peterson not giving in to Judge in the first inning. I'm sitting there yelling, do not throw him a strike. He didn't. Fine, bases loaded, and then he gets the rest of the guys.
You guys rocked Garrett Cole. I mean,
I wouldn't be worried about Cole.
I'm not saying I'm worried. Every ball was hit on the screws.
Hottest team in baseball right now.
You guys look good, man. No, you guys crushed him.
Knocking on the doorstep of
really
500.
Good.
It is incredible what the Mets have done to turn their season. I honestly can't even believe we're sitting here talking about the Mets being up and the Yankees being down. Now, you didn't think we were going to ignore the biggest story of the night, did you? Before we get to that, our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody! BT! It has happened! The Knicks got their final piece, Mikal Bridges! Oh, baby!
Listen, I love it. I love it, and I found out from you. I got a text from Sal. I was watching the game. I was a little bit behind because we had a baseball game earlier, so Sal shoots me a text. Bridges, Knicks, Leon, what? I'm like, wow. Okay, so we wondered when would he pounce? You accrue all these draft picks and all the things that they've done to get to this point. When would they do it? Would Randall be part of a package? Would this happen? We'll get to all those things later. It happened very unexpectedly because I thought that they would probably push this to the middle of the season because I didn't think that Devin Booker would be dealt, and I didn't think anybody else would satisfy what they were trying to do for the haul they had to give up. Everybody loves Bridges. He can play D. He can shoot. He's young. He's smart. Chemistry. Villanova boys. All good. Did they give up too much for a non-all-star?
I don't think so.
You have to at least ask the question.
I think he's the perfect fit. This is the guy. The reason why I gave up in saying that, all right, well, the Knicks probably are going to stand pat and then maybe we'll see what shakes free in season is because I didn't believe the Nets would trade Bridges to the Knicks.
I know.
And they did. The draft picks, see ya. They mean nothing. The Knicks still have plenty of draft picks.
They got 2 tonight in the first round.
This is exactly what the Knicks needed to do. Find a star. And look, he may not be an all-star. He's going to be a star on this team. He's exactly what they needed. He's the perfect fit. He can put the ball on the floor and score. He can knock down the three. He can play defense. And he fits this chemistry perfectly, obviously, because he's one of the Nova boys. This to me is better than Booker. I'm not saying he's better than Booker. This fits the Knicks better than Booker, better than Durant, better than LeBron. This was the dream move.
Better than Mitchell?
For me, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Way better than Donovan. I'm over Donovan Mitchell. I'd much rather have Bridges. And this guy plays defense. Donovan Mitchell does not. I just gave up on it because I was like, listening to Evan, and the Knicks would never trade him, man. He was the first person I texted. I texted you and him simultaneously. Hey, Evan, Knicks got Bridges. Oh, take that. Right as Judge hit the grand slam, as a matter of fact. Yeah. But this is the perfect fit to me. Draft picks, the Knicks had a bunch of them for a move exactly like this. So, no, to me, they gave up nothing, and they got a perfect fit for this team. Now, the New York Knicks are a championship caliber team. Obviously, we could get into the other moves that are going to be made moving forward. We'll talk about that.
And we will. The OG stuff, the Randall stuff, the Hartenstein stuff, the Mitchell Robinson stuff.
And there's a lot there.
Yeah.
This is a big piece. This is the final piece of putting together, final big piece. Now they have to tweak it here, but the final big piece of putting together a championship team.
It's massive. And, there's been a couple of good teams that we were able to latch on to. Not many this century, but obviously the 54-win team with Melo, the most recent iteration, this team here, that's it. It's been slim pickings. And Leon Rose, very calculated, very quiet, very behind the scenes. He has orchestrated a revival and a renaissance almost unlike any other franchise in this town. Because when you understand where the Knicks are today, they are top 2, top 3 in the NBA on paper. Now, they got to do the other things. We'll get to that later, I promise. But right now, the Knicks are a team that if they stay healthy, they're going to win 60 games. They're going to be among the top 3 or 4 favorites to get to the NBA Finals and win it. They're going to be a true threat to the Celtics. But just think, and I'm not going to even lay it out, just think about, the thread. Isaiah, lawsuits, Stephon Marbury, Stevie Francis. Think about where we are. Leon Rose, master class.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Time to hear from you. Mets and Yankees, and, of course, Mikal Bridges to the Knicks. John is calling from Cortland. What's up, Johnny?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you, gentlemen, today?
Great. What's on your mind?
John.
Well, first off, Sal, go ahead and scream. Okay, the Mets looked very good last night, and I'm a Yankee fan. So 2 points, quickly. Garrett Cole, okay, you smacked him around, but this was a spring training pitching game for Garrett Cole. He is still in spring training, and it will still be another 2 to 3 games before he gets his command and his velocity under control.
Then maybe he should be doing this in the minor leagues then.
Well, that's a good question, and you could have kept Poteet up. But again, too, that leads me to then the next thing, and that is the general manager. And BT, I think you'll agree with me. Going into this past off season, did anybody ever think the Yankees would sign Gleyber Torres long term?
No, I've been saying it for 2 years. No.
Yeah. So why wasn't he traded during the off season? Even if you did not get much, you would get something that you could have maybe used in another trade, some type of a chip piece.
Yeah. No, John, there's a massive miscalculation here on a few fronts with Cashman. So, you rolled the dice again on Stanton as an integral piece of the puzzle. He rewarded you for the first 2 months. Gone. He's got a month at least, okay? And who knows what he's like when he comes back? Who knows how long he stays here? They rolled the dice on Gleyber. They know about his indifference and his aversion to playing hard and being locked in. They know that. The Yankees aren't dumb, but they also know that at this point, the rest of the baseball world knows it, so you're getting 25 cents on the dollar if you would have dealt them during the winter. So they were, and I understood this to an extent, they rolled the dice on having him crush it during a contract year. Whoa! Maybe you'll finally get a motivated Gleyber Torres. Roll the dice, snake eyes, 0 for 2. You roll the dice on DJ. Here we go. DJ gets hurt immediately in spring training, basically misses the entire first 2 months of the season. He comes back. Guess what? He's still shot, 0 for 3. So everything outside of bringing in Soto and Verdugo, every other thing that they've done. Rizzo, they banked on Rizzo off the concussion. Give him the extension because he's Judge's boy. Rizzo shot. So the Yankees got a world of issues. Now, I'm not worried about Garrett Cole. That's what John just brought up in terms of the pitching. Garrett Cole's
He'll be fine.
He's a beast. Garrett Cole's amazing. That's the last thing Yankee fans have to worry about. You better worry about this offense. This offense stinks.
Vinny is calling from Orange County. What's up, Vin?
I think part of Torres' problem is on Boone. If he has a bad groin, and we know he's not 100%, we know he plays lazy, why the hell is he batting fourth?
Oh, I mean, it had nobody else right now, and it's against a lefty. So, point is, he shouldn't be in the lineup. And thank you for the call, Vin. He shouldn't be in the lineup. Why is he batting fourth? He shouldn't be in the lineup, period. He shouldn't be on the team. They're desperate right now. They got J.D. Davis is in their lineup. They're desperate. So, I mean, look at the line. Who would you have hit fourth last night? You can put Verdugo against a lefty. He was awful as well.
They've got no options.
Verdugo's been killing them. Hey, you want to move J.D. Davis up, DJ LeMay? Look at it. It's automatic outs. It is comical. Sitting there watching that game, as I said, Yankee fans were quiet all night long in the SNY newsroom. Judge hits the grand slam. I'm yelling like, why are you pitching to Aaron Judge, please? Doesn't make any sense to throw him a fat pitch. What do you think he's going to do with it?
Wasn't that 0-2? I think it was 0-2.
Yeah, well, right. He definitely got ahead of him. I forget if it was 0-2 or not.
0-2, 1-2.
And then you throw him in. I wouldn't throw him a strike, period. And you're throwing him a strike on 0-2. And then Yankee fans are, oh, here we go. Who's going to get the final outs from the Mets bullpen? Look at the lineup behind Judge. Who's going to get the final out? I can get these guys out. Torres, Verdugo, J.D. Davis, LeMahieu, Jones, Grisham, Trevino.
Oh, jeez.
They stink.
They go this. They do this every year. We sit here in March. Oh, Yanks going to crush home runs. Yanks going to do this. Yanks going to do that. And then here we are, whether it's early June or July, depends on the year, we are subjected to a C-minus Yankee lineup every year. You go back a couple of years ago, they had no lefties, like when Brett Gardner was done, and they're bringing in Odor, all right? And then they're bringing in Gallo, and they're like trying to bring in these Band-Aids because, I don't know, for some reason the Yankees with a 314-foot wall in right field suddenly deploy no lefties, and they're always like, they're always forced to recalibrate mid-season. Whose fault is that? Ain't my fault. It's not Sal's fault. General manager's fault.
BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls on the other side. Talking Subway Series. And, of course, the New York Knicks with the blockbuster trade getting Mikal Bridges from the Nets.